We are back on the fencing project this morning. Had to run a few errands to get the stuff we need to get the next extension done. Sometimes it's funny how the little things make the biggest difference. I filled up with diesel fuel this morning. I wasn't expecting any savings on my card. And I saved 86 cents a gallon. I saved 86 cents a gallon with diesel, so that was a nice surprise. It's been a long time since I paid. $2.80 a gallon for diesel, and then that made me that little surprise made me think of so many things. I got a buddy that he was in my wedding, but we also went through an internship together. And when we started, I was working nights just to be able to afford the gas to drive to the internship. So I was working all night. I was working all day. It ended up costing me a couple vehicles and a few wrecks. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. But anyway, we had no money, so our lunch rotated between we'd go to the local grocery store in that town, and they had the cheapest, most generic box of saltine crackers for 88 cents a box, 22 cents a sleeve. And we'd go buy a box of those each, and we'd just sit in one of the empty rooms to the side, just really watch each other eat saltine crackers. There was also a Hostess bakery outlet next to us, and you could get, I think it was either 18 or 24. You could get either 18 or 24 Hostess brand toaster pastries for something stupid like $1.88. I can just remember my buddy just sitting in there. He would just mash those things. He'd take like 4 or 6 of them, make a sandwich out of them, and eat it like a sandwich. But anyway, when we were feeling really rich, we'd go to Chipotle and get a burrito with extra chicken on it. And every now and then, the high schooler that was ringing us up would forget to ring us up for extra chicken. And nothing at all would make us feel like kings more than when we would save an extra $1.50 not having to pay for that extra chicken. So that's 86 cents a gallon on diesel fuel times 45 gallons. I'll take it. But we're going to go back and finish up the fence project. I concrete the posts into the ground. I know that's going to make some people grab their crotch and clutch their pearls. But I've been building fences for I built my first fence 18 years ago, and all of those posts were set in concrete. All right, so we're out here in the pasture. Had to walk the fence line and clear. First of all, I made sure all the posts were pushed back, and I'm just going to walk up through here and make sure that this line wire's free and clear, because if something's caught on this wire, it's going to cause one of these posts to be in the wrong place, and we want a nice straight fence. These holes have dried out a lot since I drilled them. There was water in some of the bottom of the holes when I first drilled the holes, but that has since gone down. So I'd say that these look pretty good. And then one by one here, I'm gonna get these posts up on that wire, get some mix into the holes, and then get some mix in so that the post will stand up on its own, and then get them plumb level square as best I possibly can, and start getting these upright. All right, we are 7 posts in. They are as plumb as I can get them. Looking good. The spacing between each post ended up being 13 feet 4 1/4 inches, and these 9-inch holes really make a difference over the 8-inch holes. So I'm only getting about halfway up the hole with the 80-pound bag of concrete mix. So I drop it in the hole. I get it plumb on the front side, plumb on the front, and then I just start little by little adding the concrete mix into the hole. And then obviously you put enough in there, it holds itself up. Once it holds itself up, then I dump the remaining bag around the post. But then I'm taking a gallon of water, dumping it on top of the concrete mix, and then I'm backfilling that and tamping the clay. After I mix up the concrete, make sure I get all the bubbles out and you know, start getting some penetration with the water. I'm mixing around in the hole. Then I'm tamping the rest of the clay on top of that. Some of these holes are not all the same depth. Some of them were clay and would just suck the auger in. Others had the cows would come up and scratch on them and kick some of the contents of the hole into the hole, and then when I would have to straighten up or plumb up the post, I'd have to pull it out, and then the post is sitting on a little more material, but it's not a big deal. So far I'm pleased with the progress. 7 posts in. It is my duty to show you the planned and the unplanned. I'm doing this in stretches. We had an absolute monster of a storm come through last night. As you can see, this post is relatively upright, and it's about 4 inches off of the wire. So there are a few like that. I am going to have to come back out here and pull these posts and clean out these holes. All right, this one's on it, but the post isn't plumb. Same with this. So I'm getting the easy one set, and then I'll have to come back out here and clean these out. But unless you're a guy that's got a skid steer or a tractor that's got a post pounder. You know, anytime you do this stuff by hand, it just takes that much longer, but that's okay. That's what we're showing. So I'm gonna get back to setting these posts. On our way back from Lowe's, I had to get 18 more bags of concrete. We've got 13 holes left, but the holes are starting to eat up my concrete, and I'd rather feel like I've got enough concrete than just put a bag in a hole and have a wobbly post and try to get the clay to pack down over the next few months. I like strong, sturdy, and stable fences. Got a little shot of inspiration. The county fair is this week, so we went out to the county fair, and it was nice. It was nice seeing people's livestock. I don't get into all of the 4-H animals, and my kids are not in 4-H. I've told them if they want to be there, I will absolutely support them, but if they do 4-H, it's to be because of them and not me. But it was nice seeing the beef yesterday at the fair. They look good. But I'm going to put a little bit of it in whole. Make sure we're still plumb. And then pour the rest in. And then once we have everything tamped, we'll pour water on top of that and tamp and mix at the same time. And that's how we're setting these posts. Since I have the post where I want it, I'm not just going to violently dump it in there. But we want to make sure we're plumb there, and we want to make sure we're plumb there, which we are. Looking good. Triple check plumb. Look good there. Look good there. And because I've got all of this excess hole behind the post, we're going to use this entire second bag. And if it takes a third, so be it. On the other run, I hit a rock, dug out as much as I could for 2 hours. Hit the point of diminishing returns, so I just ended up putting 3 in that hole. I'm going to sample this down. Yeah, I'm going to put a third bag in this hole. Push back a little bit. Plumb. Plumb. Bag number. There are some people cursing this. However, you want a solid post, you got to dig out earth to make sure that that post hole is correct. You got to fill it with something. And this concrete is going to fill back denser and stronger than I can get this clay to pack in the short term. Gotta move some, you gotta move some. Alrighty. So hole is filled, and we go back to tamping. And we start seeing it bubble up. That water's going to penetrate. Good measure. Boom. Boom. Shovel it into the hole. Tamp that more. Now we've done two things. Number one, we've built up the area around this post by leaving a lot of the clay that pulled out of the hole. And then two, a couple rainstorms. Couple rainstorms, and this will be packed. And now we've created a good slope. We've created a good slope around this post so that it won't rot at the ground. So we're going to set another post here. These posts do not have the same diameter from top to bottom. All right? I want the flat side to be the side where the fence is going to sit. But what I want to do is find a flat side, get plumb, make sure I'm on. I want to make sure that the post stays this way, so I'll pour the concrete on the back side to ensure that it pushes up. Stop there. Kind of stop. Check plumb. Check plumb. Finish the pour. I poured heavy in the back. We just want to make sure this gets worked all around. This is going to be the last post of our H-brace. I'm gonna put a little more mix in that one. That's about a third of a bag. Water. All right. And just like that, every post is set. They are all plumb on 2 axis. They're all plumb up and down. They're all plumb side to side. You want a guy to teach you math, I'm not your guy. And you can see that they are, some are deeper than others. Like I said, I had to get in some of these holes and bore them out a little bit. And what I would do is just take the post hole digger, a manual post hole digger, and scrape out the front till I could move the post up a little bit to get it in contact with the line wire. I did go and get brace posts today, so I've got 3 brace posts at each end. I just got 4-inch posts, 8 feet long, so I'll get on that tomorrow. It feels good to have this done. Obviously the dingo helped out enormously, but it feels good to get it done. And that will wrap up setting fence posts. The foundation is complete. You don't have to use concrete. You can obviously tamp your dirt back into place. I choose the concrete because my earth is either really, really dry and it's like trying to pack styrofoam packing peanuts, or it's really, really wet and it's like trying to pack grease. But you can certainly make the process easier. You don't have to use water, especially if you have a high water table. You can just let the groundwater soak into the concrete mix. But I do think it is important to pack the concrete. Don't just dump the bag in the hole and then throw some earth over it. It's also important to pack whatever earth you can over the top of that concrete, because we do want to create a slope away from that fence post. We want the earth around the fence post to be higher than the other earth, so that it does not become a gathering place for water. But I hope you enjoyed that, and if I have given you value, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. We'll see you next time.